Welcome to the War on Wellness. Today, we're talking about the 5 day fast. I'm on day three of a total water fast, and we're going to tune in and find out exactly how I am surviving on this water fast. Today is coming to the end of day number three. And let me tell you, I am hearing from my clients and I'm experiencing it along with everyone else. And it is definitely something to learn from. I'm getting learnings, I'm getting education to make sure that I have everybody in the room because this is such important information. So while I do that, I'm going to let those who don't know me as well. I want you to watch this video so that you can learn a little bit more about who Plant Based Penny is. Welcome back to the War on Wellness. I am your host, Penny McPherson, and today we're talking about fasting. So, put in if you have ever fasted and what type of fasting ups, downs, and transformations. Because I like to give you all the the good, the bad, and the ugly, all parts of the process on the wellness journey, because it's not all butterflies and daisies. Who are watching on my Facebook page. Hello, family. Hello to those who are watching on my Instagram, watching in my Facebook group. Yes, wonderful. Oh, and thank you for those who are watching on my YouTube channel as well. So, we are talking about fasting, and that's because I am in the middle of this fast. And hopefully, somebody let me know if they can see and hear me because it looks like I have low bandwidth here. So, somebody put in the comments that you can see and hear me. So, I want to make sure that this important information is going across the airwaves and that people are taking it all in. Wonderful. So we're talking about the ups and downs and transformations. And did you know that fasting can actually improve your health? I mean, it feels like you're like doing the opposite of what your body wants, and it's kind of true, but it's what your body needs. So it's like needs versus wants. So my 34 years I spent in the banking industry, we talk about needs versus wants with our clients. And when they could focus on their needs versus what they wanted, they could become wealthier. And so in our health, if we can focus more on our needs versus our wants, then we can become healthier. So studies do show that, for instance, okay, in this program, the challenge, the 5-day challenge that I'm doing with you all and with myself, people have the choice of 3 different types of fasts, and that's the water fast, that is the juice fast, and the intermittent fasting. I'm doing the water fasting, just for example, people who are doing the intermittent fasting, so which is probably the easiest one to do. Intermittent fasting, it lowers the insulin levels and it boosts the metabolism as well. And the great thing about it is that that can happen in just a few days. And so this is day number 3, tres, for me. And have you ever tried fasting? That's a yes or no in the comments. Have you ever tried any type of fasting, whether it's water fasting or fasting from sweets or fasting from carbs or whatever the fast would be for you? Have you ever tried any of that? So for me, on my fasting journey, this is my first time actually doing a water fast, and so I do have some wins. I do have some wins to report. And the one thing that I did find out just a few minutes ago is that even though this is not the primary goal, is that I am down 6 pounds. So I am down 6 pounds in 3 days. And that's a good thing. My bloating has reduced. I've been able to see less bloating. I feel better in my clothes. I mean, I really needed this fast because everything was feeling tight to me, and I am not going to buy another size up in clothes. I know a lot of you think the same way. I do not want to go buy another size up in clothes. The other thing is someone else recognized this before I did, and they mentioned that my skin looks better. So I am doing a video diary every evening of my fast. And so it's just like my face in the screen. And one of the things that I have noticed is that my face, my skin is looking better. My fingertips as well are less wrinkly than they have been, and that's a sign of proper hydration. I could probably even drink even more water today. And I've had a perpetual bump on my face. Go figure. So there's been this bump, and I don't know about you, but sometimes you'll get a bump and it's just there. You're like, it's just part of life. I guess it'll just be there. And it may be because you're not hydrated enough. You're not well hydrated. And so I have a bump. I have bumps in this area of my face. And also, I've had puffy eyes. I'm looking over here because there's actually a mirror over here. So I'm looking at myself. And so just to make sure my eyes aren't puffy, what I'm saying, I don't have puffy eyes. So, yes, my eyes are less puffy. And so my husband's actually called me out on that, my eyes being puffy before. And hey, he was absolutely correct. And I was like, what am I going to do about it? But what I needed to do was to be able to properly hydrate and just change my palate, because after this holiday or the holidays of eating, then I just felt like I was bloated and overeating and eating too much stuff and not eating the right things. And I am plant-based Penny, but I'm not perfect based Penny. Okay. So as a result, sometimes I make good choices overall, but some seasons I could be better. I could definitely be better. So we're talking about fasting, the ups and downs of the ups and downs and transformations. The other thing is my mind feels clearer. I have to make a decision, which is a pretty sizable decision, and it's a good thing I have a clear mind. I would just say it that way. So the other thing that I noticed too is I don't do as much like clearing of my throat because of the mucus and things like that. When you eat processed food, you have more mucus accumulation, and so that's been another thing that's decreased for me. So let's talk about the challenges, shall we? So there are challenges for fasting. And these are my personal challenges and ones that have been shared with me by my clients and all those who are on the 5 day fasting journey. Hello, family. With me, he's a part of the Plant Based Penny family. So the challenges are I do experience fatigue just about every day as it gets closer to sunset. And so what I do is I've been drinking my homemade supplement water for an energy boost. Can't show you the water, but it's I don't think you can see that. But this supplement water is just water. I add lemon juice. I add, and then one of my clients likes to add cucumber. Another client likes to add watermelon. But I add lemon juice. I also add magnesium, liquid magnesium supplement, and I also add Celtic or Celtic salt. So I add that, and just a just a little bit of salt, just a little bit of salt, not even a teaspoon at all, probably a an eighth of a teaspoon, if that is in here. So that is my homemade supplement for energy boosting, and it does actually help, and it does actually taste pretty good. So my husband drinks it, I drink it. And one of the other challenges is I could get to bed earlier. So I so yeah, that's something I got to work on. As I say, I'm plant-based Benny, not perfect based Benny. And thoughts of food, the other challenge is thoughts of food do pop into my head more so like if I go into the kitchen or it gets to a certain time of day where I'm normally eating, then I'm thinking, oh, I need to go get something to eat. Or it's like, oh, it's morning time, so it's time for me to get up and go and fix whatever I'm going to fix. So the kind of those habitual thoughts come into my head. And also I have I haven't watched any TV this week yet, and or at least for these last 3 days. And a lot of times on TV, there are commercials, and the commercials are surrounded by food, or there are people, even if the commercial doesn't have to do with food, it could have to do with a medication, and people are sitting around eating, or have to do with sports, people are eating. And so there's a lot of subliminal messages that can come along with that. And so I haven't actually stopped watching TV because of that, but I've been very, very busy working on plant-based penny business and with my volunteer efforts that I just haven't had the chance to sit and watch any TV whatsoever. I've been planning my upcoming spa event, which is Pampering with a Purpose. It's going to be in Richmond on February 2nd. And that has taken a lot of time getting all the parts and pieces together and curating the gift bags that we're giving out. So, yeah, so TV takes a backseat. No problem. There's a powerful quote that says, Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. And that's by John Rohn. Take care of your body. Where else are you going to live? Nowhere but in your body. And you're going to want an able-bodied body to live in. So what's the most noticeable thing that you have noticed or that you've experienced when you've made a new change for your health? When you've exercised, or when you've eaten better, or when you drink more water, or when you take something out of your diet, or you add something in your diet? What is the most noticeable change that you have experienced when you've been improving your health? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are around that. So, what happens after day 3? So, let me tell you what to expect after day 3 of fasting. And I'm still going to do my video diary later. But when you're fasting, it typically gets easier after day 3. Actually, I'll let this be my video diary. Maybe we'll see. So your body starts to adapt after day 3, and your hunger cravings, they dissipate, they decrease. So for me, it becomes a lot easier after day 3, no matter what kind of fast I'm doing. If I'm doing an all raw fast, if I'm doing a juice fast, then after day 3, it becomes really easier. And the benefits also amplify because it takes 3 days for your immune system to reset itself. And I've heard some things going on in my body. So mental clarity, improved energy, and overall sense of well-being all happen after day 3. So keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. So I have a statistic for you. So research suggests that fasting can increase your fat burning. Have you ever noticed any mental or physical benefits from fasting? Let me know in the chat. And I've had some testimonials also coming from my clients as well. So I've had testimonials coming from them, and whoops, I'm back. Testimonials coming from my clients, and they've said they've had increased energy, mental clarity, and focus. Many have said that they felt better, and they're also grateful for the experience as well. So I'm just grateful for you guys as well. Even if you weren't here, I was going to be fasting, but it's kind of fun to do it with other people also. And there's a quote from a client that says that this has been life changing for them. They feel lighter, both physically and mentally. Yay! I'm so excited. So happy for you. So happy for you. So, tips for survival. So, we're going to stay hydrated, make sure that you're practicing self care. And if you have even mild dehydration, and you can reduce your cognitive performance by 2 to 3%. And nobody needs to decrease their cognitive performance. We all need to increase our cognitive performance. And look, I stumble over my words when I'm talking about cognitive performance. Get thee behind me, Satan. So my tongue was getting tired. But yeah, we all want to have good cognitive performance. So I want to encourage you to stay on this journey. Now, I have an exciting announcement. One, I am still going to continue to fast. I had originally planned to do the water fast for 3 days and then switch over to juice. We'll see what tomorrow holds. So I'll let you know. So stay tuned. But the exciting announcement that I have for you is that on February the 2nd, I'm hosting Pampering with a Purpose in Richmond, Virginia. And we're going to meet at a spa, and we're going to have it's a boutique experience, and it's going to include wellness workshops, It's going to include spa experiences that you get to pick which one you want to indulge in. It's going to include complimentary teas and vegan treats, and it's going to include gift bags for everyone. And it's just going to be a great opportunity to restore and rejuvenate because you deserve it. You deserve it. So I on my plant-based penny life page, I have posted it there. It is also on Instagram and my group page. So those of you on YouTube, go to my social media pages and you can find it, or you can just type into your browser payhip/plant-based penny. And it'll take you right to the site, and it has the frequently asked questions under each one of the different categories. This is very important to know. I almost forgot this piece, and that is prices go up on January the 9th after midnight. So if you don't get in by January the 9th, right now it's $97. It goes up to $127 per person. Then you will miss the pre-sale. So make sure that you get the pre-sale. And if not, we'll just see you there either way on February the 2nd in Richmond, Virginia for Pampering with a Purpose. So thank you for joining me on the War and Wellness on tonight. And I look forward to, I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. where we will be here again for the War on Wellness. If not, I will see you in Richmond, Virginia on February the 2nd for Pampering with a Purpose. Bye-bye.